the face off. For today's episode, we'll be looking in for our big myth on should fruits be eaten on an empty stomach? Fruits should be eaten on an empty stomach because if they are eaten with other foods, it may cause fermentation and rot in our stomach. So, is this myth or truth? Our two teams will battle out to answer a series of mini questions. And throughout the course of this show, they will use their knowledge to answer the final question about whether fruits will ferment the food in our stomach. So, let's meet the teams, shall we? For Team 1, we have the sport freaks of the world. We have Team Athens! From Team 2, we have the ones that cook for us, the ones that fold clothes for us. We have Team Mama! Alright, now that you've met your teams, let the battle begin. Choose one person and battle it out. Let's go!
Go! I think go! Okay, alright. Go for it!
Okay, contestants, first question. What is an apple nutritionally composed of?
I know! Sugar is the main nutrient of the apple. That's why it's so sweet.
That's just partially correct. Here's the explanation.
Apples are composed mainly of carbohydrates, fiber, and water. There are three types of carbohydrates present in apples. Firstly, there is fructose, which is a monosaccharide, the simplest unit of sugar. Fructose is the sweetest tasting among all monosaccharides. That is why apples taste so sweet, as they are high in fructose, with 57% of its sugar content being fructose. Glucose is the other monosaccharide found in apples. Sucrose is a disaccharide sugar that can be broken down into fructose and glucose. Apples are rich in both soluble and insoluble fiber. An apple contains about 4 grams of fiber, about 17% of the recommended daily intake. Water is the largest component of an apple, making up 85% of the fruit.
So, because Team Mama answered the question partially right, we're gonna give them half the point! Alright, for round 2, can we get the next contestants, please? Okay, for the second question, where does the digestion of food start?
This my shit. All the girls love to be like this.
It's the stomach! Because the food is firstly chewed out in the mouth, then digested by the stomach. So it's definitely the stomach.
Sorry, but your answer is unfortunately wrong. But where does digestion start from? Let's find out.
Let's find out.
In the mouth, the teeth mechanically crush and break the fruit into smaller pieces, while the tongue mixes it with saliva, making swallowing easier. Absorption of simple sugars, such as fructose and glucose, begins at the buccal mucosa, which is the inner lining of the cheek wall. Salivary glands also produce salivary amylase. If the fruit eaten contains starch, digestion will begin when the salivary amylase acts on the starch in the fruit, breaking it down into a smaller, simpler form of sugar, maltose.
Oh, we learned so much from today's episode, and let's hope there will be more information that will blow our mind. Okay, for our final question, the teams will get a chance to discuss among themselves and answer as quickly as possible. So, here it is. What happens when food enters the stomach? Yes, Mama Bell.
My boy say that food enters in the stomach. So right, he's very smart. So I think the answer is correct. All the food enters in the stomach.
double check already, I called him already. Remember, boy say one, he must be correct.
I see.
Boy, I love you.
I'm sorry, but your son is wrong and so
Hello, boy,
you.
you wrong it, you wrong, I'm so wrong it. Go your teacher, I tell you.
Well, here's the right answer.
In the stomach, the protein in food is digested into polypeptides and amino acids. However, digestion of fruit ceases in the stomach as most fruits contain little to no protein. When the salivary amylase mixed in the fruit enters the stomach, it will be denatured because the stomach has a pH of 2, which is much lower than the optimal pH of 7. With salivary amylase no longer acting on starch, digestion of fruit can be considered to stop in the stomach.
Alright, now we're into our wild card round. Now whoever answers first will get these juicy sakura apples. Alright, with all the answers that you've gotten from the previous rounds, it's time for the final question.
I will dump you like rice. Throw you like a soup.
Whoa!
It will live longer than you.
Oh my! Alright, teams, settle down. Alright, here is your final question for your big juicy sakura apples. Here's the final question. Fruits should be eaten on an empty stomach. Or else if it's eaten with other foods, it may cause fermentation and rot in your stomach. Myth or truth? Teams? Alright teams, on the count of 3, you're gonna say your answer. Alright? Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
True! I know. It's true that eating fruits together with other food will cause fermentation because fruits contains lots of fiber and all those fiber will add to the bulk to your food, causing it to pass through the stomach slower. When the food stays in the stomach for too long, it can start to ferment.
Both teams said that the statement was true. So, is it really true? Does fruits rot and ferment the food in our stomach? Well, let's find out with an expert, shall we?
In the stomach glands produce strong hydrochloric acid, or pH 1 to 2. This pH level is far below the optimal pH level for most bacteria, including fermentation bacteria. With no bacteria present in the stomach, no fermentation can be carried out, even if it remains in the stomach for a long time due to the presence of fiber from the fruit. Therefore, based on this explanation, the statement is a myth.
Alright, since both teams didn't get the answer right, nobody gets the apple! We've come to the end of another episode of the Face Off! Join us next time where we find out about Bye!